I'm Dr. B, and I'm here today with Emmanuel, who is going to share with us his story of hope and success. Emmanuel, welcome. Would you be kind enough to share a little bit about yourself with everybody?
Hi, my name is Emmanuel. First and foremost, thank you, Dr. Bonnie, for inviting me to be part of this program. I've seen, the good work that you do, and I'm really excited to share about my success journey. I am a social entrepreneur, who is deeply involved in community development initiatives, here in the US. At the moment, I've been doing this for my entire life. Started way back in high school and, worked on, a number of projects, and I'm happy with the progress that I've made and where I am now, adding value to my community here in Texas.
Yeah, well, you certainly have added value to a lot of different communities across the globe. And some of those projects we've worked on together, but most of them you've been doing these just tremendous things. But your life hasn't always been an easy life. Would you mind sharing a little bit about some of the challenges that you have had to overcome in order to get yourself to a place where you can help bring success to so many?
Well, I've had so many challenges. Sometimes when people look at me, they feel like, "Oh, you've had an easy road or journey,"
Hmm.
but it's been a journey of challenges, and I'm glad that I've been able to overcome these challenges and keep going. That's the best I can do for myself to keep going.
Hmm.
So some of them mostly have been systemic challenges, when you have all the passion, you have all the zeal to do something to make an impact, but
Hmm.
somehow, you're faced with economic challenges that is literally impossible to carry out your vision because there's nothing you can do. Challenges which are systemic like that, make it
Hmm.
difficult for you to fully put out what you want to do. So economic challenges have been number one, and number two has been people challenges.
Oh, yes.
I think that when you have a vision of creating impact, the kind of people you work with um is really important. You need to work with people who understand your vision,
Hmm.
people who
Right.
understand what it means to be in your shoes,
Hmm.
and understand where you want to be. And with that, once you have a good team, it helps to, carry out your plans. And the last and third and last that I want to talk about has been um, more internal, I would say, because
Mm.
having that mental strength to be able to carry out your dreams is
Mm.
not easy. You're faced with all these challenges. You need to have a tough skin.
Yes.
You need to have a
Yes.
tough skin and have that kind of mentality that allows you to keep moving regardless of whatever challenge is ahead of you. And to
Hmm.
me, initially it was a challenge because when things happen to me, I keep asking myself, why me?
Mm.
Why did this happen to me? Why me of all people? Um, but once you have that mental toughness, you realize that, hey, every challenge that comes your way is supposed to teach you something.
Mm.
And so you look for the lesson in the challenge and you walk with it, So it's more like an MBA course in practice. Yeah, these are things you wouldn't learn at the business school, but then
Uh-huh.
just because you went through that challenge, you take the lesson and then you keep moving, So it has to be a constant momentum where
Hmm.
there's no stopping. You only learn the lesson, pick up your stuff,
Hmm.
and then you keep moving.
Emmanuel, thank you so much for talking about those areas that that you really have to overcome. So you have those systemic barriers that are there. Some of them you have no control over. You have people. Sometimes the people are part of those barriers. Other times those people facilitate and help you around those barriers or over those barriers. And then you have that internal sense, that reflection that you have going on. And sometimes it sounds like that reflection helps you to move forward. And other times it might even hold you back as you're sitting there going, why is this happening to me? Um, can you talk a little bit more about, how you navigate this?
Yeah, so my journey started when I was young. I was a teenager, barely 14 years old, and we found a problem on campus. Students
Mm-hmm.
uh were not able to, financially take care of their academic needs. So we had to
Mm-hmm.
start a student loan program, we gave students money to take care of the academic needs, and then they pay back, after some time.
Mm-hmm.
It was hugely successful. We won some awards, and that success made me realize that there was something in me that I needed to bring to the world. So I've worked on, entrepreneurship projects where we were growing new entrepreneurs back in Africa, giving them opportunities, mentorship, and, connecting them to funding.
Mm-hmm.
We've also collaborated on educational projects in the past and
Mm-hmm.
another project. And for me, my main goal in life is to be able to impact society in a positive way.
Right.
And the reason why I'm able to, go through all these challenges and still keep moving is because the person I want to become inspires me to do what I want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
if I go through any challenge, be it systemic or with humans or um, with my internal mental health, the fact that I want to be that person, it
Mm-hmm.
it inspires me to look at my challenge as just a stepping stone,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me want to keep going regardless of what I go through. So I've been through challenges. I'm not going to say this has been a smooth journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tough days when I question myself and ask, why me? Is this
Mm-hmm.
really the journey I want to embark on? Um, but I just remind myself that hey, this is my goal. This is where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If I do not do this, who do I expect to do this? So yeah, pretty much I have to constantly remind myself that hey, there is a bigger picture, there's a bigger vision, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
keep moving, learn from my challenges, setbacks, and keep moving.
Right. So you really do feel like you have a higher purpose, and that
Mhm.
higher purpose helps shape that future you, that ideal future you that serves
Yes.
as your inspiration. I love that your future you is your inspiration
Yes.
as you stay focused on the goals and your vision that you feel is why you were placed on this earth.
Yes. I
Wow.
agree.
Wow. Well, that's really um, very, very powerful. And in fact, it's a common pattern that we see in people on their journey of success. The other thing that you brought up, which was also really powerful, is that you do reflect upon your prior successes when you're currently in a state where you're might be struggling or questioning. You reflect on those prior successes. How does that help you navigate the current challenges and barriers that you might be facing?
So, I recall recently, I had some challenges with work,
Mm-hmm.
and I instantly remembered that hey, this challenge feels feels familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
Mm-hmm.
familiar because I've been through it. Back then. I used to move from, in school, I was moving from one class to another, one
Mm-hmm.
classroom to another, just to market the loan program.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was faced with, challenge of, getting people to my events, I was like, hey, this feels familiar.
Mm-hmm.
People gather all the time at the bar, in church. at other events,
Mm-hmm.
networking. So, I mean, why not just go there directly, invite people? So, most of the time, these challenges remind me that, hey, I've already overcome this challenge
Mm-hmm.
before. It's in the past, right? And this is how I handled it. Now, can I handle it the same way or, do better?
Mm-hmm.
I think after it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years since my first success. And 20 years has been packed and full of, lessons and
Mm-hmm.
challenges that, didn't break me down. But in a nutshell, I would say that anytime I go through challenge, something within me feels like it's familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And I leverage on that familiarity to gain control of the situation and then tackle it head on because I've already tackled it before in the past.
Wow. Wow. I absolutely love this.
Mhm.
As we get ready to close out, would you like to share a little bit about one of the projects you're working on right now to bring um, success to others, to help more people get on that journey of success? You
Mhm.
have a very interesting project that you're working on right now.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a project called Purple Jam.
Mhm.
It was coined from two words, purpose and people. Because when I moved here to Texas, I was doing business as usual, but then any time I meet people, it's just one constant challenge. People always telling me, "Hey, I work all the time. I barely have
Mhm.
time to relax and take it easy for myself and my family, and it's really affecting my psychological well-being." So
Mhm.
I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in this city. I have to do something about this problem because it was recurring. Everybody talking about it."
Mhm.
So I started Purple Jam to provide an outlet for people to overcome stress and improve their psychological well-being. And we do
Mhm.
this by putting together experiences. We have music experiences, we have
Mhm.
food experiences, we have leadership experiences, which we did in New York recently. And
Mhm.
the goal is to bring people together in a room, um, and help them, improve their well-being whilst you're listening to music, listening to
Mhm.
music that feeds the soul.
Mhm. Mhm.
Once we have a chef cooking on stage, you're
Oh,
you're observing the beauty of food and how
yes.
food can bring you closer to other people and and your dreams. So these are experiences that we carefully curate because we
Mhm.
believe that these are things that people love. Everybody loves music.
Yes.
Everybody loves food. Everybody
Mhm.
loves to hear about the success of others and learn to
Mhm.
become like them. So we brought all these experiences together to achieve one goal, to improve psychological well-being and also to bring people together. So after every event, you know that, hey, you have this community of
Mhm.
people like yourself who are going through a hard time Monday to
Mhm.
Friday, working crazy hours.
Mhm.
But then you meet periodically to, feel some relief. Feel
Mm.
some
Mhm.
relief. So we've been doing this since March of last year, and every month we put together one experience, and also tell stories. So if you go on our Instagram page, we have a lot of stories of people sharing how the program has benefited them, and also, sharing stories about what they hope to become, in future. So it's
Right.
more of, yeah, an inspiration ecosystem. And I'm happy about the progress we're making so far. Hopefully this year we can be able to ex ex expand and make more impact. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I absolutely love it. And if you'd be kind enough after this is posted, can you put some of those links down
Yes.
in the
Yes.
chat so that people could explore Purple Jam a little bit
Yes. Of
more
course. Yeah.
fully? Well,
Mhm.
Emmanuel, thank you for joining Story of Hope and Success today.
Welcome.
I think that your story is one that's very, very inspirational, and I love that you get your own inspiration from two
Mhm.
places, your prior successes
Mhm.
and your future's ideal self.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
for everybody, I hope that your star keeps on shining. I hope that your heart is filled with hope and that your journey is one of success. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to today's story of hope and success. May your days be filled with hope and may your journey be one of success. Keep shining.